Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. We got our happy winter to spring forward on the time zone, so it might feel like an hour early for y'all, but it's noon out here Pacific time, and I go live every noon Pacific time, and that's what I'm doing today. So we're gonna wait till everybody gets up in here. Let's go. We got a shout out to the chat, Blockchain Cowboy, T Nation. We got Bahara. This is what I want you guys to do today, right? We're doing something a little bit different today. First, let me get the welcomes and salutations. This is the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. And I got to give a special shout out to the Profit Circle. That is my private Discord group. If you guys do not know, I'm a pro trader and I'm also a recording artist. And so I make music. A lot of times, though, my music is about teaching people about trading or finance. Might be crypto, might be stocks, or just a weekly recap. Sometimes we'll do a weekly recap rap here on the show. Last year I did a lot of that. This year I've been dialing it back, been traveling a lot more. But we're gonna get back to some music, and I got a new music video for y'all. So I'm gonna show that here for the first time on my channel. Kristen in the house. Cheers to Kristen. And basically today is a little bit different a show. We're gonna be doing more like a Ask Me Anything style. So first thing I want to do is just, if you are from the Profit Circle, which is the private Discord, do me a favor and drop your handle in the chat. So that way I know if I'm talking to someone who's already in the group, or if you're not in the group yet, then we can help you out with that too. So just so you guys know, the Profit Circle is a private Discord group that anybody is welcome in here in the general chat. There's a premium side to it as well, where we go deeper into the market analysis, and there's a lot more channels that open up when you get to premium. I'll go over that a little bit later. But basically everybody is in here trying to help each other out. So we show different trade setups and things like that. But first of all, I just want to welcome everybody to the show. I know everybody's just getting in here. Blockchain Cowboy says the music is fire. Appreciate that. And we're really going to be doing a lot of interacting with the group today, with the chat, with y'all. That's what I'm going to be doing mostly today. So there's going to be contests. We're going to go over contests coming up this week. Gotta say, nothing on this channel is financial advice. Do your own research. I'm always just telling you guys how I see the markets. And, I've basically been seeing it pretty well, to be honest with you. And if you saw the P&L on the cover of the thumbnail, that's a real P&L. I still have that trade open. I've been short Ethereum since way up there. That's what we got over here. I can show you how I did that. I want to talk about that. But also, again, I want to take questions from the chat. So go ahead, you guys can start. Drop the question in the chat. But first of all, just say your name in the group. If you're in the Discord group, but you're also in the chat here, drop your name in there so that way I can know who I'm talking to from the group. Because we got a lot of active members in the group, and they ask me questions. I only do the live show once a week for now, and so I try to answer them in the group as well as on the show. Because usually, if one person has a question, other people have questions. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it comes down to. I want to give a special shout out to CC Underdog. CC Underdog, are you out there yet, man? Are you out there yet? He was in the chat here. We're gonna definitely get you that membership. So I want to make sure you got that, man. We're gonna take care of you. And, if you guys don't know, if you've been around for a while, I give out a lot of free memberships to the Profit Circle Premium side. It really is kind of a thing where if you're a contributing member of the Profit Circle, I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of. It does cost $99 a month to be a member, verified wave maker, but we always give 1 month for free. In order to get that 1 month for free, all you have to do is create an account with Fimex, and I'm official partner with Fimex. Let me show you guys Fimex real quick because I got some open trades. Right now, gold. I'm long gold here, and here we go. I'm up 102% right now on gold, and you can trade gold now on Fimex as well as stocks at 0 fees. Right here, 0 fees on Fimex. So anyways, if you create an account on Fimex, GMMNX5, that is my invite code for Fimex, you will get free access for 1 month to the private Discord premium side. To check it out, try it out. If you're a contributing member, I'll probably end up just giving you another month for free after that. If you refer 3 people, then I'll just go ahead and give you a yearly free membership. So let's make sure we keep it popping in there. Anybody who's contributing on a regular basis, we want to hook them up. And so that's what CC Underdog, that's why we hooked him up last month. So anybody else that you guys bring in, just tell them to say what's up. You know what I mean? Final curse, what's going on? So please drop your your Discord handle. If you're in the Profit Circle, drop your Discord handle in the chat. Blockchain Cowboy, always looking out for you, boy. Appreciate you, man. Always taking care of us. Because this is how it works. If you're new, like I got a person asked me a question last night. I noticed it in YouTube about breakout prop. And, the hell of a thing, I check the Profit Circle questions faster than I check breakout prop. Faster than I check YouTube. So if you have a question about anything, feel free to drop it in here, say hello, and if I'm not there to answer it right away, then someone else will. And I want to call it out because Blockchain Cowboy has been doing a great job of answering questions for folks and, just being honest about what's his opinion. Sometimes people ask about trading strategies, and of course that's more of a matter of opinion, but sometimes it's just technical questions like, how do you do this in breakout proper? Can you do this? Or how does it exactly work? So we're welcoming to everybody who wants to jump in here. So I definitely want to call that out. Any questions, we're going to just drop them as they come, because this is an Ask Me Anything day. It's Ask Me Anything day. I'm definitely going to answer all the questions that come my way. The show is only for an hour, so you better ask your questions if you can. I definitely am going to talk about, though, what I show in the on the thumbnail, which is Ethereum, and how I got that. I'm up 5,500% or whatever the hell it is. I'm up over 5,000% on my Ethereum short. I caught it on this candle right here, and I'm going to show you guys how I determined that was going to be the top of the market, and why I went all in and I'm holding. So let's see. Okay. Rewatch the Arnold Classic Bodybuilding Show. Final Curse is watching the bodybuilding show. Okay. Let's see. Okay, he's got a question. How did you manage to get all those hotties in your music video clip? Hey! So one of the things I was going to do for this show was show my music video. I got it queued up right here. That's the song you hear playing in the background, instrumental in the background. Let's Go. Song, first loudmouth song he ever made. I hooked him up. You guys know I write a lot of songs for people. So I wrote a song, and then we went to Miami for Art Basel, which I love Art Basel in Miami, and we shot the epic music video, but it wasn't even like a million setups. It was real hard to edit this video. I spent a lot of time on it, you guys. But, man, Final Curse, man, you have to come with me to Miami, and then you'll see how we got all the hotties in the music video. Going crazy where the ladies convene. When you see us on the screen, you'll see us say what I mean. Let's go. So we're going to show that music video for sure today. And if there's a special request, I'm wondering if we should just show it now. I wanted to wait till a few more people get in here. If you guys don't know, yes, the new music video, Let's Go, featuring my man Loudmouth, does have a lot of beautiful women in it, but really we're just showcasing the life. We see there's no AI in this video, just FYI, all right? Okay, Blockchain Cowboy says he's just chilling. Have a question about bots. I'm interested in building my own AI with my brother and looking to trade for me while I'm QTR using the scalping strategy, all right? Yeah, man, I mean, bots, how can I say this? If anybody has found the magic bot, they would already be doing it. So, in my opinion, I've tried a lot of different bots in my day. I'll have to build my own in order to find one I trust, okay? Because, sometimes it works, sometimes they don't. If you know Blockchain Cowboy, you know that I always talk about how the price charts, a lot of things that people see on here, sometimes it work and sometimes it don't. And, that's kind of how bots are. I don't even have all of these other things turned on right now. But, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. That's how bots are to me. That's how it is. So I keep a lot of stuff off, keep Market Cipher turned on. Let's see. These are the EMAs. I'll turn those off. The CME gap, I like having that on because we can see what is going on now. This is the Ethereum weekly chart. Andrew in the house. What's going on, Andrew? Canada in the house. Drop where you guys are from. Andrew always makes sure to know, and he's from Canada. So where you guys from, make sure you drop that in there. Let's see. Finals able to catch up on the Suns. All right, I got you, Andrew. Sunday is a family day. I feel you. We're doing an Ask Me Anything day today, Andrew. So any questions you have about trading or whatever, if someone asks me about the music video, we will talk about that as well. Been here for 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Blockchain Cowboys in the sticks in Mississippi, but he's on his job 7 days a week. Final Curse is in the Netherlands, right on. Sometimes they let it run. Sometimes the bot could do that. Yeah, on Fimex. Fimex is, I'm partnering with Fimex. Again, I already mentioned that I may earn a commission if you use my code GMNX5 to create an account. But you guys also get special perks if you use my code to create an account on Fimex. So I highly recommend, if you're going to be doing leverage trading, use Fimex. And, it gives you access to the premium side of the profit circle, which is also very important because you see our trade setups in real time and stuff like that on the market analysis channel and future trades channel. But also, because I'm a partner with them, I get some special perks, and I get to give them to my followers. So certain things I can't even say live, but if you guys go on there and create an account, you will see how quickly it is to create an account when you use my code GMMNX5. So definitely want to do that. Now, Fimex does have bots, all right? They got bots. Let's see. I tried them a while back. I haven't tried them recently, so maybe we could try them recently. They're complex in the sense, so here we go, trading bots. They are very complex. In fact, you can kind of, I won't say you make your own bot, But Blockchain Cowboy, this would be a good place for you to start. Actually, let me put it to you that way. If you wanted to try trading a bot, come on Fimex. They've got different types of bots, and you get to change so many of the way they actually work. Like, see how it says create? You create a bot, and then you get to adjust a lot of the features and the details and shit. So, like, I did this a long time ago since I tried one, because I like doing my trading strategy. However, you can customize it in so many ways. There's grid bots, lead bots, future DCA the spots, but there's a lot of different techniques and different types of things you can do for bots. I think you can click on somebody, hit create, and then you can probably adjust what they've done. So the bots are pretty in depth. I didn't dive too deep. I did 10 or 20 of them one time, just kind of shooting at shooting from the hip, checking it out. Let's see. How world market will go after Iran-Israel war. All right, well, we can get into that in 1 second. We're going to come back to that. So yeah, trading bots on Fimex, though, is where I would start. If as far as trying to code your own bot, it kind of gets, you got to do all that work and you still don't know if it's going to work. Start here on Fimex. Make sure you're doing it from the account that you've signed up with my Fimex code. and you can start customizing it right here. So that's what I would do if I was going to start on bots. And that's a good question. That was a good question right there. So let me see if I can get this back to my trading chart real quick. All right, so he's asking me how would the world market go after Iran-Israel war. So the short answer is nobody knows for sure. But what I will say is that so if you guys don't know, I come from traditional finance first. Believe it or not, I was trading stocks for a while before I got into crypto. So I used to watch CNBC every day. If you guys don't know, I've been featured on CNBC multiple times on Fast Money, been on the cover of the Wall Street Journal. So I've been in TradFi trading for a long time. That was in 2021. That was before I even got into crypto, really. So I'm, looking at the global macro economies and things like that, and global markets is something I've been paying attention to for years. War is always a hell of a thing, man. I'm not one of those people. I would never root for any sort of disaster in order to pump my bags. I'm too good of a trader to have to root for bad things to happen in order to try to win a trade. So that's always in poor taste to me when people say stuff like that. I'm gonna just keep it real. I don't really like that kind of talk too much in the Discord group, by the way. But I will say that usually it creates a level of uncertainty for the larger market. But then what happens is there are certain aspects in the market that pump higher. So obviously you got a conflict in the Middle East. Oil is going to go up, and oil has gone up. But I don't have oil hanging on this chart, but pretty much everyone you can imagine has seen that. Oil has spiked. And I saw a post yesterday that said if you invested in oil 10 days ago, you made more money than if you invested in Bitcoin for the past 5 years. I was like, oh my God. So shout out to my crypto hodlers, but I have a lot to say about trading crypto versus investing in crypto. All right, and that maybe if some of you guys ask me about it, we'll talk about it today, but maybe we'll talk about it another day. But part of the reason why that P&L you see $5,000 on Ethereum, shorten it from here, is because I know crypto quite well, and I'm a blockchain enthusiast. So when I talk shit about shit coins and coins and stuff, it's not because I'm a crypto hater, obviously not. It's because I know what's real and what's fake. And I think that's one of the hardest things, because during a bull run, all you see is these KOLs, these influencers, whatever you want to call them, people with large followings on Twitter and YouTubers, telling you this coin is going to go to the moon, this meme coin is going to go to the moon and stuff. That's not really teaching you a skill. And in early 2024, I'm in my own private groups and stuff before I had my own group, the Profit Circle. And I was like, you guys right now, you're in the trenches and everybody's looking for the next meme coin and the next thing is going to launch and stuff. I was like, we could chase that around all day. And I did for a few months. But I saw what was developing here, and I'm like, meme coins are not bringing crypto to the promised land. And so that kind of thing I knew was going to be short-lived. I knew it would pump after the election, and as you guys have seen my P&Ls, I shorted them all the way down from the top from December and January 2024 and 2025. And, up literally 5,000% and shit. That's why I made the music video Crashing Waves. And this Ethereum trade is not much different than that. Let me go to Ethereum. We're going to go over breakout props, new features too today also. We definitely want to come back to that because they got this new analytics. It's pretty dope. But Ethereum here just was showing me weakness this whole cycle relative to Bitcoin until it finally got this pump here. And then once it stalled out, we caught this. I'm just briefly going over. This is market cipher B down here. We caught this red dot on the weekly market cipher B. I basically waited for the next time it got over its skis, which is here. It hit right here. If we zoom into the 1 day, you'll see. And this is where I entered my short. Right here on this day. This one here. Right here. Let me erase some of this stuff. But that was showing the weekly. It was right here. And I caught the top of this. You see, it was just about, I almost got 4,700. It's like 4,690 or something is where I entered, like right here. And I've been shorting ever since because that weekly chart showed me that the momentum was done. And you're always going to get a retrace. You're always going to get a bounce, you know, some sort of retrace, and then it's all downhill. Now, as I'm looking at it here, I'm looking like, you know, we're trying to find a bottom here. We got a pretty deep green dot here, but I see some people call for like a double bottom. It's not really a double bottom, you guys. It looks like a double bottom here on Bitcoin. It's 2 green dots in the weekly, but this is certainly not a bullish divergence, right? This is a lower one here. What would look more promising is if this was deeper and this was shallower, and then that'd be a bullish divergence. In which case we'd have this. In which case you'd be like, oh, we're coming back. This is not the same as that, just so you guys know. And it's pretty evident by how high this freaking wick was. Look how much of a bull trap this was, right? How high this wick was, right? So, you know, I don't really know what to tell you other than I've been right for a long time on these markets. And, you know, people think that you're being a pessimist and you're being bearish, but you're not. I'm being a realist. So, you know, yeah, Blockchain Cowboy, I think we're going lower as well. So let me come back to this. So yeah, Israel. So the wars, I don't think that's going to be good for markets. I should say that. It would be good for certain aspects of it, but probably not good for crypto. Now, Bitcoin would be your safest haven of all of crypto. It's been that way this whole cycle. But also, you know, in the long term, it's going to be the safest because of the tokenomics. Most of your coins, the Solanas and shit, are going to just drilled. They're going to get eaten away over time, Solana, Ethereum, because they have bad inflation, and no one wants to talk about that. But Solana is one of the worst for inflation, so holding it long term is really bad. But Bitcoin would be one that you could dollar cost average into if you were trying to be a long-term hodler. Me personally, I'm too good at timing the markets. I think we're going lower, so I would wait. Feel me? What's going on, all set in house? But also, too, the problem with trading off of just news in general is you never know when it's going to come, number one. And number two, you never know when it's going to end, right? So how do you trade off of that? You know, it's pretty tough, right? You get to ride the wave while it's going, but then, like, you got to have your finger on the trigger for the moment that you think something's going to stop or going to end. So, you know, it's kind of hard to do that. That's why I'm more technical analysis, more day trading, short-term trading. That's what I'm usually doing. But that's still a good question. Okay, let's see. So this is another question. Michael Saylor has bought Bitcoin at 68,000 in the situation of war. Those he now something. Oh, does he know something? Does he know something that we don't? Short answer is, let me look you in the face and I say this. Michael Saylor doesn't know anything that we don't know. And this is very important. This is very important. I talk about it a lot on this show. I got to turn off this music. Nobody knows anything that you don't know. Can I be clear about that? Nobody knows the future, all right? I'm not a fortune teller. Anybody you see on Twitter, CNBC, nobody's a fortune teller, and nobody knows anything that you don't know. And that is the most important thing that I try to tell new people, because everyone always looks to whoever's the guy with the biggest following, or the guy who shows you the fat, gigantic P&L. He made $1 million. He's driving a new car, whatever the case may be, the Lambo life. They don't know shit. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the market. So, all of the things that are conventional wisdom that people have learned over the years and shit, even with the charts, and I talked about it last week with the Fibonacci's and all that shit, nobody knows, bro. So what I'm doing is being realistic and honest with you guys, and I'm short-term trading. Do I tell you price predictions? Hardly ever do I give you guys price predictions. I've been saying this for years now. The thing about it is, I can tell you what's about to happen. So what happens is things in the short term eventually get oversold or overbought. It's just what happens. Markets run in trends. So the reason why this little widget exists, so we'll call it long position, the reason this widget exists right here, no matter what setup or what strategy anybody's using, you always see people using this widget, right? And there's a good reason for it, because it says, according to my Confluence and my TA and everything else, I think that price is going to do this, right? But if I'm wrong, price does this, I cut my losses. Now, if you click on this widget, you will see that it shows you a ratio. Right now, I just randomly pulled this up, but it's 2.82 to 1. That's a realistic, potential setup, right? You want to get if you did this setup every single time, that means you would win 2.82% and only 2.82x and lose only 1, basically. 2 to 1 ratio, or almost 3 to 1. In fact, let's just make it 3 to 1 so we can make this math easier, right? So the reason all of those strategies work is because markets run in trends, and if I'm wrong and this trend goes down, they'll say, oh, the thesis invalidated. Then you cut your losses before you lost hella more money. But if you were right and things start going, you get the benefit of it. Keep doing a move like this, and eventually you catch your profit. That's what you're going for, at least. All right. So all of the other shit that people do, the reason if it works and they're profitable, it's because of bankroll management. That's what this is. It's because of bankroll management. Nobody knows anything about the future, and it sure as hell ain't Michael Saylor, okay? I've been watching him for a while. He's a gigantic fucking charlatan. I really don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's the most obvious thing. He's got his greasy TradFi palms all over Bitcoin, and it's not working out for him right now, right? He bought at 68,000. The guy also bought at 120,000 or whatever, all right? This is MicroStrategy stock right now, all right? I was dead fucking right, and I'm not going to stop saying it when I said I'm going to buy puts right here. I had them outdated till next year. At that time, it was next deep in 2026. This shit came all the way down in 2.5 months. This was 170 strike price. It looked like, quote unquote, a lottery ticket. And he's all the way down here to $133, all right? This was a cult. And I hate to break it to you if you guys are out there in the cult, but you got bamboozled again. And it happens so many times in crypto, I don't get it. What I mostly don't get is people not liking money. I like money. I don't want to lose. And if you see at the top of my Twitter, it says that I am recovering hopium addict. Okay, that's because I had hopium just like y'all. Nobody on YouTube, nobody on Twitter knows anything more than you about the future. They're not fortune tellers. So I don't fortune tell. I just tell you the truth about what I am seeing in the markets and how I would determine it, and then how we would allocate risk. How we would allocate risk if we're going to use this thing or whatever tool you want to use. All right. But this is how smart Michael Saylor has been, all right? His performance has gone down. And I told somebody about it in another group right here, and he said that Michael Saylor says the shorts are fucked. And I just laughed. I said, and you believed him? And basically, he was alluding to the fact that I guess Michael Saylor could, sell more shares of MicroStrategy and then buy it back, to buy more Bitcoin. It doesn't really make any sense. Who are you selling the shares to if you're going to do a share buyback? So you start seeing all this convoluted math and shit, and this is what ends up happening. The price drops. Let's see how much it dropped from right here to here. It dropped just from there to there, 52% in a matter of like 2.5 months, So basically, no. Short answer to that question is Michael Saylor doesn't know shit. Okay? Not a damn thing. And his stock performance has proven it. He definitely hasn't done anything to fuck the shorts. That didn't happen. All of that was a lie. And it's not going to happen because of the fact that this is if you know anything about MicroStrategy and the thing they're doing, they're trying to pay dividends on this to try to get people to buy the stock and pump it up like they got it here. I mean, the thing about this peaked way back in November of 2024. It never even breached a new all-time high, even though Bitcoin was making all-time highs. Now, my analysis to determining when to short this was twofold. His Ponzi was starting to get unraveled and more people were getting bad sentiment against him. I did watch that on Twitter. That alone is not enough for me to enter a trade. But what I saw clearly was that this was underperforming Bitcoin, right? This is November, 2024. Bitcoin was way back here. And then price on Bitcoin kept going higher. But MicroStrategy was not going higher. MicroStrategy was getting lower. So for me, risk versus reward, I was like, the jig is up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not outperforming anymore. It's underperforming. So now all I got to do is my TA on Bitcoin. I knew we're at the top of Bitcoin. I called it in the group, sold some at 125,000. And, Bitcoin started going back down. And I knew that MicroStrategy would get fucked. And that's what happened. So no, he doesn't know anything. Nobody knows anything more than anybody else. And that's just the real. And I'm never going to stop giving you guys the real on shit like that. Because these charlatans took over this industry. And I take it personally because it costs a lot of people a lot of money. And you guys should unfollow them. And that's just a fact. Right? I mean, the charts don't lie. And the charts don't lie. You don't got to believe me. You can look at the damn charts. So yeah, stop following charlatans. I say it pretty much every day on Twitter now. Unfollow the people who told you that Ethereum was going to 5,500. Unfollow the people that told you some dog coin was going to be the next Dogecoin. Just stop it. They don't know anything. They're not teaching you an actual skill. All right, so let's see. He says that Blockchain Cowboy says we're going lower. I think so too, probably. What do you think? And the reason I think Bitcoin's going lower, by the way, if Bitcoin goes lower, everything's going lower. Let me put on another Bitcoin chart. The reason that's going to happen is because of this. Look at the monthly chart. Okay? Right here on Market Cipher B. This is the monthly chart, and this is the 2-month chart. Now, the 2-month chart, red dot, has called the top of every, the end of every bull run. All right? And we got one here in September. And I called it out in real time when it happened. And boom, look at that. And even somebody, it was crazy, somebody flopping Groper's post tried to say something. You're looking at the monthly chart or something like that, 2 month, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, it doesn't? By the way, his name was like Pepe Whale or something like that. Do we really want to look at how Pepe's doing? I posted that actually a couple days ago. And I kind of get sick of it. These people posturing like they know shit when really they don't, and time has proven that they don't know shit, and people are getting wrecked. And if you can't tell by now, which I always say, is like, sure, I like teaching people how to trade, but my passion is to keep you from getting wrecked. You too will be cured of your opium addiction, all right? When you learn how to trade, you won't get FOMO anymore. You won't be chasing what people say. You won't be waking up in the middle of the night wondering if your bags are pumped or scared if the floor fell out of the bottom of your NFT or whatever is the hype thing this cycle. You don't care about that shit anymore once you know how to read the charts. And I gotta say, like, the only way you're gonna get good at it is through practice. We're in the Profit Circle every single day. Every single day we're in a Discord group. So 7 days a week I'm looking at the charts. You know what I'm saying? 7 days a week we're in here. And that keeps your finger on the pulse. You stop getting. And by the way, too, if I'm doing a trade that only takes me a day to find out if I was right or wrong, I can't bullshit you. You know what I'm saying? How could I bullshit you? I'm calling the market open every day. 5 days a week I've been calling the market open because and Matt's in the group here. Matt knows. He's been saying it because I've been looking at Polymarket. Like, I haven't tested it. I just got back home, and Polymarket and Kalshi are the gambling sites or whatever, but they got those new products where you can like just determine what you think is going to happen in the next 5 minutes. Like, you're looking at the 5 minute chart, actually be looking at the 1 minute chart, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. And I've been calling the opening of the stock market quite well. And I'm like, I want to try trading on those things. And then I'll create a signals channel in the Discord. I'll just create a channel over here and that says like what I think is going to happen. You just turn on the alerts and I'll be like, okay, it looks like in the next 5 minutes that we're going to be bullish. I'm basing that upon momentum though. See, not because I'm a wizard or some sort of fortune teller that just knows where price is going. I'm basing that upon the momentum down here, which is exactly how I do my scalping strategy. So I'm pretty good at telling what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. And I've been hitting on the open. Now, the open's a little more of a gamble because a lot of times I'm just going off of the sheer fact that it's down so much in the pre-market that it's going to bounce, or it's up so much in the pre-market that it's going to fall. And then, you look at the larger trend. But we've been hitting every pretty much 5 days a week. I'm in Monday through Friday in the Profit Circle looking at the open every day. And so my point is you get to find out if I'm right or wrong pretty quickly. I can't really bullshit you. You guys will know why. I'll tell you why. This is my thoughts. This is what I'm looking. This is how high of conviction I have. On Friday, I said I didn't have the highest conviction in the world. And that was the one that was iffy. But depending on where we entered, I may have won it, may have lost it, But, other than that, the ones I had high conviction on been hitting. So shout out to Uber Girl and Edema, Matt, because they're the ones who've been testing out Kelshi and Polymarket for me and letting me know how it goes. But I'm going to have to get my hands on it this week because we can make a lot of money doing that shit. If all I got to do is be right in the next 5 minutes, I just wait. Look, I'll be waiting for one of these right down here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be waiting for one of these. Boom, we catch that green dot. I'm like, for my money, in the next 5 minutes, we're going to be higher, especially if it was on a 10 minute, right? Boom, catch this one. For my money, in the next 5 minutes, we're going to be higher. Even next 15, and like something like this, I would bet on that. You know what I'm saying? And we would have won that shit. So, the main thing about a short-term trader is I'm held accountable immediately. So I can't sell you guys on some bullshit dream that, ETH is going to 5,500 or some shit. And, and I'm asking, how do you know that? And you're like, oh, because Ben said so or some other guy said so. Nah, son, I need to see some TA. Because I saw his prediction that said that too, and he didn't show me how he got there. And sure enough, Ethereum never got to no 5,500. That shit didn't happen. You know what I mean? And I shorted the fuck out of it, and now I'm up 5,000%. And he don't say nothing else about that $5,000, $5,500 price prediction, no more. All right? But meanwhile, my P&L is still running. So, I'm keeping it real because I'm kind of just, the charlatans are what ruined this industry. And for a genuine blockchain enthusiast like me, I believe in it as new technology and Web3 could be the future and all that kind of stuff. To see everybody this cycle, especially turn it all into casino gambling and scam, I'm like, look, like I say in the song Imaginary Traders, what's going up in here? I ain't one to duck in fear. You want to trade memes? Fine. In here, hold my fucking beer. Long-term utility, they stay fading. So fuck it. I'm making a living off day trading. And that is what it is. So we can zoom right back in and we could trade just like I used to do on stocks every day. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. Let me get back to the chat here. Get back to the chat because all I know how to do is keep it real with y'all. All right. Hey, Blockchain Cowboy. Them charlatans think they know more than you. They don't. Kristen, preach. Let's see. Blockchain Cowboy. If you're smart, he'd have purchased it at 20,000 below. Right, he wouldn't keep purchasing at 120,000. We're still on. This is back from when we were doing. Oh, and Pump.Fund was shit, of course. So I saw another post. God, they extracted billions of dollars from Pump.Fund. They gave nothing back. People kept thinking they're going to be an airdrop or something like that. Pump.fun is not here to try to do anything for you. I hope you guys know that right now. We got the real OG. How you doing, man? We got so ETH going to 1370. You know what? Let's take a look at ETH real quick. That's a good question. Do I think ETH will go to 1370? Now remember, I am not usually a price prediction person, but we are going to look at some levels of support and resistance. Now, I always say, for anybody who's new here, you might not know I say this, but down here is the cake and up here is the frosting. And just like a cake, this is 80% of what matters on my TA, and up here is 20%. This is the frosting. But a cake can be beautiful if you draw, you draw the right pictures, you know what I'm saying? You draw some beautiful things, But I don't claim to be the greatest artist. However, I can draw some frosting when necessary. I just rely upon this first. So we want to see, will ETH go down to 1370? And so what I'm doing right now is I'm not going to give you a solid yes or no. I'm going to tell you, based upon my TA, what I think is likely. Okay, real OG? Okay. Let me put it on the weekly. Let's see here. So what am I, what are we looking at as far as trend lines and things like that? We will do the TA up here and then as well down here. So on the weekly, ETH is catching this green dot. That's a good sign for it. On the 2 week, no green. So I'm just looking right down here right now. 2 week, no, nothing green. Monthly, nothing green. Like things are still pointing down right here. This last time we had a deep thing here was April of 2025. And we're almost all the way back down there. Sheesh. But here's the 2 month, right? And there's not as much history in the 2 month, but obviously it's pointing back down. So the short answer to your question is nothing goes in a straight line, so I do not see Ethereum going to 1370 like tomorrow. That there's not going to be another one of these two waterfalls, this one and this one. They don't just happen hella much in a row, right? Not usually. But cycle-wise, okay, this is going back to, let's see, this is May 2020. Let's see, so let me mark 1370 on the chart real quick, and then we can get a better look at it, because 1370 is here. Let's see. That's 1375, close enough. I can make it. This is what I think I might know why you're saying 1370 here, because we're looking at, I'll make it exactly 1370. You're looking at the bottom of this wick here probably, right? And you know what? That is looking like a support and resistance line. So that's a good number to call out, right? Boy, that is conceivable to me. You know what I'm saying? I got to say that just on a quick support and resistance, this is a little range here, support and resistance. This is the bottom of 2022. I don't see any reason why ETH would not revisit the bottom of 2022. I think that's certainly conceivable. If you want to if you're a long-term ETH bull, which I am not, but if you were, yes, you're probably eventually going to see a cheaper price. Does that mean it just goes like this? I doubt it. It could go like this. It could go like this. It could take a while to get there. You know what I mean? And then it might not even, and then even when you do, when is this, by the way? November? I think November might be the bottom of stocks, just FYI. We'll see how we get there. But yeah, something like this is certainly conceivable for ETH. Yeah, if you wanted to place a limit order, if you were bullish, I'm not bull. I like to see it in real time. Once we get there, I want to know how we got there and what it looks like when we get there. So what you can do is set an alert, right? You don't got to set that. You set an alert. And I'll set it right now, right? 13, we'll call it 1400. We'll set an alert. And when Ethereum hits that, we'll take a look and see where the larger market is, other altcoins as well. But of course, you could come down here and kick around here. I mean, look how long this was, right? This is the weekly chart. It hit it here in January of 22, and it didn't, it kissed it one more time all the way, you had to wait almost a year, 273 days in March of 23 before it didn't come in. Even then, so, if you miss the first one, you probably have some opportunity to get back in. So there's no rush, which is the other reason why I don't like setting limit orders, because when you set limit orders, think about it, you're logically trading against the trend. You should always be trading with the trend. If I'm setting a limit order, that means I'm hoping they come straight to here and then decide to just go back up. That's not realistic, right? As you can see here, you push through. So what I like to see is when we get to this alert, I'll check it and say, okay, well, what's going on? By that time, we'll be more zoomed in. We'll be looking at a daily chart, other things, and we'll be like, okay, what do I think is really going to happen? That's kind of how I would do it. I would set the alert and then see what's going on. But that's a number, and I know why you picked that number, because you're looking at the bottom of this candle here. So that's a good number to call out, good number to watch. We'll leave that on the chart there, so great call out. If you are in the profit circle, put your handle in the chat here so I know who is who. Let's go. Let's see on the next one. All right, here we go. I'm going back. We're gonna do them all in order here. Matt's in the house. Is going on, Andrew? Okay, we're at the denial stage, still a long way from the bottom being formed. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, Andrew, as well. Okay, we got Matt in the house. Nah, son, I need to see that TA. Yeah. Blockchain Cowboy, what's good? Comes the downfall. You join the stream. How about you? Right on, man. Okay. Beautiful snow. Who like? I do like to ski. I haven't been skiing in a while, real CG. I like to ski. Final Curse. Do you have spot bags? Do I have spot bags? Oh my God, I'm king bag holder, Final Curse. I got so many freaking bags I've been holding since 2021 even. I have enough bags to build a sand castle, all right? I got plenty of bags, all right? All my bags, listen, if Web3 becomes a thing, I'm good. But in the meantime, I'm trading. You feel me? That's how I'm looking at it. You know, I'm invested in a lot of coins that I think are true blockchain, like if enterprises or governments really wanted to put something on the blockchain, these are blockchains that are sustainable, they're going to work, and the tokenomics are such that I don't mind holding them longer term. So I definitely have plenty of bags. Plenty. But I don't sit here, listen, I might be married to my bags, but it doesn't mean I'm in love with them anymore, okay? Unfortunately, that's how it works sometimes. So, you know, you're looking at the bags and you're like, well, if they come, they come. If they're down this much, I ain't selling now. You know what I'm saying? You know, so some of them, I did DCA at the bottom of last cycle. I did on some. So my dollar cost averages, I don't know what the hell it is on some of them now, but it's much lower considering I DCA because I bought a lot of them in 2022 on like the first dip, and then it kept dipping, right? So I would say that to me, I guess it's like they're not how I plan on holding my money. They're like, if Web3 becomes real, it becomes real. If it doesn't, okay, it doesn't really matter. We're making more money. Honestly, man, I called this at the beginning of 2021, I think. I made a video hell long ago, and I used to have the orange braids or something. It was January 1st. It was New Year's, and I was like, short-term traders make the most money. And it's true, man, because when you're a short-term trader, you're forced to be realistic. And so you don't go down with a sinking ship if you're smart. And this is why I like breakout prop. Let me talk about breakout prop for 1 second here real quick. Because breakout prop is where you can get 100,000. Actually, you can get up to 200,000 right here. If you get one of the Turbo or Pro, you can get up to 200,000 of someone else's money to trade with. And all you do is pay the fee down here. Now, I am an affiliate with breakout prop. You see you get a discount code. I have a discount. So if you ever use breakout prop, use GGRF7W. And you'll save on any evaluation. Any one of these will save some money on, and I get a small commission, which helps the channel. But the reason why I like it, for some people it's really good, is because you know what your risk is up front. So if you spend this $13.99 to buy this $200,000, you can now have a $1 million position, because you see up right here, up to 5x leverage. You can open Bitcoin or Ethereum, $1 million position for only $1,400. If you were to lose, you don't lose anything more. All you lost is what you already spent. So in your real life money, it protects you from getting wrecked. Like you won't go bankrupt putting all of your life savings on one trade. That's why I like breakout prop for some folks who maybe, get carried away and think they're going to always like put in more money. Because here you can actually cap your downside. It's built in. You'll get breached on $1 million position, but it wasn't your $1 million. Okay, so that's why I like breakout prop. And so, and also I say that because breakout prop is usually where I do my short-term trading. So I'm not, and breakout prop has a ton of altcoins too, a ton of them. And you get 2x leverage on all these coins. So there's a lot of coins on breakout prop. Also, I'm going to be this week. So tell a friend. Starting this week, probably tomorrow, I got to get in contact with my breakout prop guy. But starting tomorrow, I'm probably going to have a new contest starting. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to start. But basically, we're going to start a new contest for anybody who's new who signs up breakout prop. You can enter to win a $100,000 evaluation. Okay, so $100,000 evaluation, that's like this one here. $100,000, and you can trade with their money for free. That's the contest. All you have to do is you're gonna have to buy. The same contest I ran previously. All you have to do is buy an eval, and then the higher the eval you buy, the more entries you get to the contest. So that's coming next week. I will make that officially announced in my private group, the Discord and the Profit Circle. So make sure. If you're not part of the Profit Circle yet, that's the private Discord. Join it because we're just a bunch of traders in there helping each other win. All right, we're helping each other win. The link is in the top of the description of this video. So just click on the link right at the top, and we're going to come in there, and any questions, any setups you're doing, call them out. What are you trading? What are you looking at? I'll answer. Someone else will answer. And, most of us are pretty realistic. I try to keep it moon boy free as possible. I can't vouch for everything that everybody says, but I'll always keep it real with you. Last thing about breakout prop for right now. They have launched a new tools section, which is pretty cool. Tools.breakoutprop.com. And you get to see other information. I just started playing with it myself, but other information in here of what's being traded on the traders on breakout prop. So there's like different things. So you get tools, heat map, calculator. I don't even know how all this shit works right now, but check it out. It's tools.breakoutprop.com. And King Jackpot was talking about if he's in the Profit Circle. He's like, well, it was interesting to see what when prices were going up last week, there was more breakout props opening shorts than longs, which was interesting to see. And we're wondering, like, okay, are breakout prop traders smarter than the average bear, right? Are they the ones who are going to lead the market? And perhaps they were, because there was more shorts and it ended up going, price ended up falling. So breakout prop traders, now we can see they're sharing that data in aggregate for us. So definitely want to call that out. And again, the website is tools.breakoutprop.com. And fish around in here. And if you guys learn anything, put it in the profit circle. Tell me, what you learned and how you find it and how you're utilizing it. Open interest here. Let's see, open no. Okay. So again, they have a lot of tickers. All these tickers and altcoins. You get 2x leverage built in on all of them. So anyways, have lots of videos on my YouTube channel showing people how to navigate breakout prop and some strategy on breakout prop. Actually, let me show you guys real quick. Here's my YouTube channel. And later in a few minutes, I'm going to show you guys the Let's Go music video. If you haven't seen this video, you should check it out. I'm going to play it on my show here in a second. But this one right here, this video was how I did $1 million trade live a few weeks ago in breakout prop. This is the difference in 1-step, 2-step. The new rules explained. We've also got, this was the last time I did a giveaway. Let's see here. This one is pretty cool. It shows the math behind. If you want to try to pass in one trade, then this shows you how you can then mathematically, based upon a $100,000 account, mathematically win, your next eval. I won't say it for free, but if you win, like it does the math on how to do the trading. This right here is a great video because this one explains the leverage. So when I say there's built-in 5x leverage on breakout prop, this video explains what that means. And I compare it to FIMX. You guys can see the difference. Like I show the actual numbers. So that one's pretty helpful. I thought that video was pretty helpful. Let me get back to the chat though. We're doing a chat today. Ask me anything. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. You're just now joining. I don't do this every episode, but we're doing it today. Ask me anything, and let's get it popping here. All right. And pretty soon, I'm gonna show that music video. We're getting a lot of streamers in here, a lot of people in the chat. So let me get caught up in the chat. Yes, I have spot bags. We got Jesse in the house. Oh, let me get caught up here. I'm gonna check on everybody. Everybody's getting a look here. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, CC Underdog. Fine, of course. So CC Underdog. Yeah. Make sure click that link. CC Underdog. Click the link, and you get your free 1-year subscription. So I put it in there on your ticket. So make sure you click that so you can get that 1-year subscription, my man. All right. I appreciate your contribution to the profit circle. And and you guys, I'll do that for almost anybody. You know what I mean? Anybody who's contributing to the group. Oh, I got a super chat. Matt in the house, right on. Enema super chat, $20. Appreciate you, bro. We like that one time for the one time. That's a real one right there, Matt. Hey, Matt, we're going to shoot this new music video here in a second. I know Matt likes the music videos. Oh, man, he sold most of his Bitcoin near 120K. Good call. I mean, I was selling it on the way up. I started selling like 90, 100, 120. But then when we hit that 124 or whatever it was the first time, I dumped a significant amount. And then one last time, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to hold the rest to the next cycle. All right, we got Jesse in the house. What's going on, Jesse? Any questions for me today? Jesse, drop it down there. All right, okay. If you ask Cassius, I was skeptical at first. Now I'm a promo breakout prop a lot. Yeah, Blockchain Cowboy, appreciate you, man. Yeah, my code saves you money. And so someone asked in the group also, Money Mike, if Money Mike's out there. He asked if breakout prop ever does a discount. And the thing about it is they don't ever really do a discount. So the only way you make any money. Oh, CC Underdog is back in here. Sorry, I'm looking at the Discord real quick. Here's the Discord. CC Underdog, I'm back, guys. Sweet. Right on, man. I'm glad to see you back in there, my man. So, yeah, breakout prop doesn't ever do, like, discounts. So the only way you really save any money is if you use my discount code. So, I get a small commission for it. It helps out the channel, but this is all you can really get. They don't have, like, if you notice people have, like, holiday plans or something like that, or Thanksgiving, Black Friday stuff. Breakout prop doesn't do that. They just have their fees, and they're pretty strict on it. And you know what I like about that, though, is they don't change the rules on you. And I think what they're trying to be in line with is not only they're not going to change the prices that often, but they're not going to change, like, the rules. A lot of other prop firms, unfortunately, are real scammy, where, like, you'll pass an eval and they'll change the rules on what it takes to get funded or how you can withdraw your money. They change it midstream, which really sucks if you're trying to be a trader. You need consistency. And so they're consistent on not doing discounts, promotions, basically. They just have the affiliate. So please, yeah, use my discount code GGRF7W. Any new trader who wants to give it a try, have them use my code as well. You can use as many times as you want. Right here. Anytime you do it. 1-step, 2-step. And yeah, it'll save you some money. So anyways, let's go back to this real quick. Let me get back to the chat here. All right, let's see. Chris, I can recommend some books for you, Sam. The Zen Trader, okay, that's a good book. Trading in the Zone, The Best Loser Wins. How about that? And then, all those titles sound like sayings I make, right? I'd rather be rich than right, okay? And instead of being right, I'm trying to be rich here. So that's what we're doing for sure. All right, I'm scrolling down here. Yeah, Blockchain Cowboy helps me kick out the scammers. Yeah, and the group and Blockchain Cowboy and other folks in there vouch for it. We don't have a lot of scams. So the general chat in the profit circle is open to anybody, right? So that means anybody can come in here and say NFT airdrop or blah, 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 blah. But between myself or my admin, if you guys see my admin, make sure you always listen to him. He's going to help you out. It's MZK, him right here, the guy with the chef's hat. We try to kick out any of the scammers or anybody who drops anything, that they're fakers in there. We kick them out quick. The good thing is once you become a verified wave maker, you don't have to worry about that over here. Because in order to get over here, either you pay $99 a month or you just create an account with my FEMEX code, GMMNX5. You see it here on the screen. When you create that account, then you get access to this for free. So, it keeps out any of the scammers. But the general chat, anybody can say anything they want in there. But market analysis, we like to talk about our trades. So you'll go to future trade setup, drop something in there you see coming, and then even come over here to market analysis, and then we'll discuss that trade. What you see in here, and what we're looking at it, or just in general, what I'm seeing in the markets and stuff like that. What I have been doing recently is in the general chat, I have been putting some of my thoughts for the general market, like about just Bitcoin and the NASDAQ and stuff like that in the mornings, and what I think is going to happen in the mornings. But then if I go to specific tickers, I'll put it in the market analysis channel. And also don't forget to check out the wins. Anybody should be able to check out the wins channel. Gotta love the wins channel. You guys are winning, drop it in here. You know what I'm saying? Drop in the wins channel. What you win here? Blueberry, 44,000. And this is like in a day trade, y'all. He's doing his 44,000 Ethereum, 37,000 Bitcoin. So he's in here in market analysis, dropping his thought. Here he is right here, dropping his thoughts as well. So yeah, that's all the stuff some of the stuff you're gonna get in the private side, the premium side. So make sure you do that. All right, let's see. We got Sam in the house. Sam Keegan, let's see here. And thanks again to Matt with the super chat. Matt be hooking your boy up. Appreciate you, Matt. All right, let me put it back on the screen here. We got, let's see, the discount code. Yeah, Blockchain Cowboy, good call. So on Breakout Prop, let me go back to Breakout Prop real quick. On Breakout Prop, you get a discount if you use my code. But if you check the box right before checkout that says the 90-10 split, and I show that over here on my YouTube channel. And most of these videos, I actually show that. How to sign up for it. When I show one of these videos, like how to sign up for it, I always check that box. It means so that normally when you go to withdraw your funded account winnings, they will take 20% on Breakout Prop. But what happens is if you pay 10% extra on the front end, then they only take out 10% in the back end. So let's say you're up 10 grand, you go to withdraw. Normally they would take out 2 grand, and you get 8 grand. But if you check this box in the front, you can only decide this before you purchase the evaluation. If you check it before you come into the evaluation and then you're funded and you go to withdraw, they'll only take out 10% instead of 20%. So like if you were going to withdraw 10 grand and you got to take out 9,000 instead of 8,000, that's $1,000 more. So that's significant. Whereas on the front end, you only had to pay 10% more, right? If you bought the 200,000, or let's say if you bought this one, classic 100,000, it cost you $1,000. Let me put it back. If you bought this one, $1,000 here, and you check that box, you do have to pay $100 extra because it'd be $10 extra. But that's where the discount code comes in, is what Blockchain Cowboy is saying, is that because you save a little bit of money on the code, it makes kind of offset some of that. So that's a good call out right there. That's one thing I like to do as well, because when I'm going to get a funded account, I want to get paid. I want as much money as I can save. All right, so let's see. Sam, oh man, so this just blew my account because I didn't follow the rules. Do you have any tips on how you can stick to my plan? Okay, so discipline is one of those things that all of us traders have to deal with, right? Literally, I don't know exactly what strategy you're using, Sam, but literally put a post-it note. Put a post-it note. When I was first developing my strategy, where I was using these waves down here on Market Cipher B, I literally wrote a post-it that said, "Do not fight the 10-minute dot," and I taped it to the top of my screen. Literally, like that was the crux of don't try. If you see a 10-minute dot here, some of the times you think, it's going to go lower, it's going to go lower, but then boom, the one time it doesn't, and then it shoots up in your face. You get what I'm saying? I said, you know what? I'm never doing that again. And I just took a damn post-it note and I posted it right to the screen in big black marker. Don't fight a 10-minute dot. That was, like whatever your strategy is, like the crux of your strategy, you make it a neon sight, smack yourself in the face, get up and walk away. Whatever you got to do. Stick to the plan. Here's the thing, man. You become a slave to the system, you master the money. You become a slave to the system, you will master the money. You feel me? And that's, there's nothing that anybody can verbally tell you, right? To just say, hey, all of a sudden you're never gonna have bad discipline again. No one can say that, right? But I will say this: a lot of reps help. The more times you do it, the better. And again, that's another reason why I like being a short-term trader. When you're a short-term trader, you get the benefit of having all your reps happen quickly. So you're going to learn faster. Put this up here. You're going to learn faster when you have a lot of reps. And you get and this, you can start with smaller amounts of money or start on breakout or whatever, or leverage with Fimex, because you're gonna get all those reps that like, oh, loss ain't really tripping. I'm gonna still stick to the strategy and I'll restart. It's not even a loss; it's just a stop loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well that was part of the game. I lost a unit and now we're back in. So it's a matter of the more times you do it, the less FOMO you get. Let me tell you a quick story. So a couple weeks ago, actually. I don't know if any of you guys watch Sin City Crypto. Shout out Sin City Crypto. Put it down here in the chat if you watch Sin City Crypto. Rob and Dave out there in Las Vegas. I've been a guest on their show a few times, and cool guys, whatever, right? David calls me live on the show. I was staring at the charts as I normally do, and I was like, "Oh, you call me right now? I'm looking at the charts." And he's like, "Cassius, someone in their group who watches their shows like Cassius doesn't get FOMO. Cassius doesn't get FOMO." I don't remember who it was. I didn't recognize the name he told me. And I said, "You're right. I don't get FOMO anymore. But I have a song for them. I do the outro song for their show." And I was like, I say, "Don't let FOMO control ya." And it's because I've done this for so long and gotten so many reps, and I don't chase anymore, so I don't get FOMO anymore. And he's right. I don't get FOMO anymore. If I look at this move right here, and I'm like, man, I should have gone long right here. Guess what? It's a 10-minute chart. I'll catch the next one. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal. You know what I mean? There'll be another one in an hour or tomorrow. You know what I mean? So there's no reason to get FOMO when you're a short-term trader. You're going to get another opportunity, and that's just what it is. And, honestly, we're on our jobs, man. If we're on here 7 days a week, you know what's also good about the private circle and the private group? We're all on our jobs 7 days a week. So if you take a few days off or a weekend off or even a week off, whatever, and you got to get back into the ebb and flow and get a finger on the pulse of what's going on in the markets and shit, like, the group will tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of, this is what happened. I remember on Wednesday when this happened. Like, you kind of like you back in the flow of things instead of like having to go back and try to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, people remember when that happened on Tuesday. Oh shit, I didn't see that news, or whatever the case may be. Or Jerome Powell said something. Like, it kind of gets you right back in the groove hella quick. That's why I like the Profit Circle, for that reason for sure. So that can maybe that'll help you get back in your strategy. Just doing a lot of reps, Sam. Okay, let's see. They're consistent. Not on giving promos. Matt. Oh yes, Jesse. The scammers are freaking annoying, but they're everywhere in this business. Everywhere. Full-time job getting rid of them. I know, man. I know. That's what we got. All of us teaming up to help it out. Blueberry is killing it. Blueberry's been killing it in the Profit Circle. Definitely follow. Go in there, talk to Blueberry. You know what I'm saying? Ask him questions about his setup, why he's doing what he's doing. He'll happily explain it. Okay. Do you know the mining company? No, I don't do the mining company. That's a Blueberry thing. Blueberry and King Jackpot been talking about it. I don't know nothing about that one, to be honest with you. Okay, let's see. Remember, I'm doing short-term trades. The long-term stuff is always a little more risky to me. These markets have gotten so overblown and everything has become about trading that it's hard for me to like say, okay, this is the thing I know is going to happen in 5 years. Man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I do not know. Okay, how can I get good call signals from you on Discord? So in Discord, okay, this is good. So what's your Discord name, by the way? Drop that in here. Be here. So in Discord, first of all, I don't mind if you just ask me, but also I'm usually I'm in the general chat. In the general chat, I'll usually call what I'm looking at for the general market open. But like if people don't ask me specific stuff, I'm not always, I'm not going to speak to everything. I could endlessly write in here. It gets long-winded. I'll be writing long-ass paragraphs and I get like one thumbs up. I'm like, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, just ask me. You know what I'm saying? Now, the other way is I'm going to start, if I see a moment, like it was, what was it, last week, I was like, all right, here we go. Everything started pumping and I was like, look, we were waiting for this drop. Me personally, what I like to do is I like to wait until you get the pump and then it was this pump was happening. And I was like, all right, you guys, here we go. We got the pump coming, get ready. And we're going to short when we get to the top of here, And we did. We traded that day. And so I'm calling them out inside of the Discord group in the future trades. So either in the market analysis or future trades. And you got to go kind of fast because, when you're going kind of fast, because I'm seeing all these pumps. I'm like, come on, man. Like I'm about to short this shit. Whiff. We know damn. Look, okay, this is what whiff was when I called it out here, right? Let me go back. Let's go back to the chart now and see what whiff did after that. Okay. Let's go pull up whiff. One of my favorite shit coins to short. Whiff. Whoa. Whiff did a major drop after that shit. You know, like that. This is last week. So when, I'm not sure when that was. It must have been, it's probably here, or maybe it was here. I don't remember which one that was, but like, whatever it was, that shit came all the way back down. Quick, right here, you know? And it's because this is, you know what we call this? This is the Wile E. Coyote trade. Oh, there's something else I want to tell you guys. I'm glad I remembered this before I forgot. This is something I definitely want to tell you guys about the show. I have something else queued up for you. As a matter of fact, I want to show you that real quick. Because this, so if you guys have been watching me, the Wile E. Coyote trade is something where, long story short, it's when I see some shit coins get over its skis and the larger market or Bitcoin starts to fall, but the altcoin has not fallen. It's just hanging over the cliff here, waiting to fall, like Wile E. Coyote, right? When he first comes to the cliff here, that little time where he's standing there looking around, that's the moment you enter the short. So that's why I say I'm not giving you a price prediction in advance. I'm waiting till it gets right on the cliff. That would be like right here, right? And so I want to show you this video of a pro trader who also, it was on Lux Algo's. If you guys use Lux Algo, it's like this really in-depth tool. I had it. I just didn't have time to learn it, but it's amazing. You basically can go in there and create your own trading strategies and shit on there, or I should say, I won't say indicators maybe, but like your own trading strategies. Anyways, this video, I want to show you, I don't even usually show stuff from like other channels, but I want to show you that at least the first half of this video is about 1.5 minutes. And then after that, we're going to get into the music video. But watch this real quick, because his strategy for trading gold, in general, is similar to how I determine what I'm doing with the Wile E. Coyote strategy. And basically what happens is, he's going to say it, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to summarize real quick, but gold in the Dixie, which is the dollar, trade inverse. But at the moments in time when they're trading in sync with each other, he knows that something's going to give, and he tells what that signal is. That's the same way I look at altcoins versus the NASDAQ, or Bitcoin versus the NASDAQ. When the NASDAQ is pumping, then crypto is going to pump. But the NASDAQ drops. If crypto hasn't dropped yet, I know it's going to drop because it does not outperform the NASDAQ. So what he's doing is relation to another asset, and he sees there's always a correlation there. But when the divergence happens, that's when the opportunity is coming, and risk versus reward, that's when you load up. And so that's basically what he's saying here on this video. And I want to show you guys this because I just discovered this yesterday. It was kind of a fluke. I just saw it in my shorts. And basically he's doing the same concept. It's not the same strategy as mine, but it's the same concept. So let's watch it.
I know where gold is going every single day just by using this simple technique. And it makes trading
Tom's a great trader, by the way.
gold feels so easy. It generally feels like there's a glitch in the markets. Like, this is how much money I've made in the past year just because of this one simple component. So whenever you're looking to take a trade on gold, you first need to look at how DXY is moving, because you should already know by now that gold and DXY have an inverse correlation. So when DXY moves bullish, gold moves bearish. But what should you do?
So you see how he calls it out. He's like, that's what always happens, right? But what do you do when it doesn't happen? That's the divergence he's looking for, which is the same idea that I'm calling out in the profit circle.
If gold and DXY are both moving in the same direction, well, first you want to look for a mismatch between the volume of gold and DXY, where on DXY we had this big push up, but on gold it's just really low volume price action. So we needed this massive move on DXY just for gold to pretty much move sideways. This means if we have a small pullback on DXY, we can expect a massive push on gold. And so if we just go back and look,
and that's what I always say. I'm like, we see all of a sudden the NASDAQ drops like crazy. It's only a matter of time before crypto is going to drop like crazy, but even harder. So we can come back and watch the rest of this another time. But basically, that same concept is what that guy has been using in order to, he waits and waits for his opportunity, and then boom, he enters his long and makes, he doesn't say when he exactly exits on this video or whatever, but that same concept is what he's doing. Let me get caught up on the chat here, and then we're going to go to this Let's Go music video here in a second. So you're not going to want to miss this, especially if you like beautiful women. All right, let's see here. Let me put back on this music in the background here. Let's see. All right, so join the call. All right, Blueberry's on point. Thank you, brother, for your tips. Right on, Sam. All right, okay, feel it. Okay, beat me. You got into so Blockchain Cowboy, you got into a debate with the co-founder of Lux pertaining to Market Cipher. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear about this. I would love to hear about that. Get your thoughts together, or copy and paste something here, and I'll read it aloud in the chat. But what we'll do in the meantime is we will watch this video. We'll watch this video. So world premiere right here, all set. World premiere. We're going to watch this video. Let's go. It's Cassius Cuvée featuring your boy Loudmouth. Now, he's never done a rap song before. All right, this is his first rap song ever. So, you know, loudmouth and Cassius Cuvée. I wrote the song, but he got on it, and we went and did it big in Miami for Art Basel. So check it out right here. We got to start from the beginning one more time, right here. Let's go. Chama. Hey.
Let's go. 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 I see a million here and a million there. I get a million stares from these millionaires. See the cameras flashing off the hottest fashion. The bottles splashing, got the models laughing. I'm loud. The crowd follow me all night. Shine bright like Miami neon lights. Too massive to look past this. Can't match Riz as cash is. IRL is a movie, so we making a scene. And we do it on the daily like the latest routine. Now you know we going crazy where the ladies convene. When you see us on the screen, you'll see us say what I mean. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's a vibe. Doing it big every time that we slide from the west side to the down south. It ain't a party without loud mouth. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go. 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 Get ready to a crack in hysteria. Where you from? Somewhere in South America? Lean in. Pheromones never fail ya. I can show you better than I tell ya. It's a sign. You ain't just another dime. More than just fine, girl. You one of a kind. Ha, not a carbon copy. In my ear here. Pull up in a jet or pull up in a yacht. Pull up in a supercar right to the spot. Pull up with some baddies and they're screaming, we hot. Step into 11 and they're doing beyond. Now listen up, ladies, it's a lucrative lane. One for the money, baby, two for the fame. I'm loudmouth, always staying true to the name. Ain't nobody better that can do it the same. Let's go. 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 Loudmouth, luxury, level up your company. Limitless, lavish, lifestyle ain't none average. Wilderness, lightning, everything we do is exciting. Let's go, 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 let's go.
Hey, let's go. Put some fires in the chat if you're feeling that one right there. Just so you guys know, I edited that whole music video. I shot the whole music video. I produced the song. I wrote the song, mixed the song. I did everything on that one right there, man. It took me a long time to mix it. I mean, to edit the video. I spent like over, I don't even want to tell you guys, a long time. And, you know, triple digit hours editing that video. But if you notice, there's over 300 shots in that video. I mean, there's a lot of movement, a lot of action. I had so much footage from down there, man. That shit was crazy. And I need to make another version that is just of the models. Because so there was a fashion show down there. It was Art Basel. So there was a fashion show down there. And of course, you know, we was in the front and then we was in the back. And then, you know what I'm saying, chopping it up a little bit. And I got a lot of footage from back there. So maybe I'll make another version of the video which just highlighting that one fashion show. I don't know. Anyways. Make sure you subscribe to your boy Cassius Cuvée's channel because you never know what you're going to get, all right? You never know what you're going to get on there. But let's go, Chama. This is my older video, Crashing Waves. If you haven't seen that, check that one out. For sure, I'm glad you guys feeling the music video. Let's go. It's definitely a party starter. I said loud, I'm making us a party starter, man. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be the one. We're going to be the party starters. And if you guys know, I make all types of different types of songs, right? Crashing Waves is the total opposite of that. Super chill, slow vibe, you know? But, you know, either way, I'm always going to hit you with the lyrics and the rhymes that are on point. So whether I'm writing for me or for somebody else, it don't matter. So that's how I approach this trading too, man. You know, I'm down here meticulously looking at this stuff. You know, when I learned my strategy for Market Cypher, I really was looking at all of the time frames. I was just up and down, all day long, up and down, all the way down to 1 minute. And, you know, these like, little movements and shit that I'm trying to see and be accurate, that's what made me a better trader on breakout prop. That's what made me a better trader on breakout prop because I got very precise. I got very precise on what was actually happening in real time. So if you notice, I'm going to show you guys. I keep breakout prop on the 1 minute chart. Gotta refresh it when you get off real quick. Come on, breakout. So this is the 1 minute chart. I like trading on the 1 minute chart. And I'm still doing my TA. This is why I have it like this. You guys can't see it, but I have it on 2 screens. So over here, I'll have my TA. All right, let's put it on Bitcoin. But then in breakout prop, I'll have, I'll have it on the 1 minute. So I'll be having like, this will be on like the 10 minute on trading view. First the 1 hour and then 10 minutes. Let's just see what do I think is going to happen right here, right? So I drew this little thing right here earlier. I just jumped in it real quick just to give a quick example. And, this is looking like this actually we are bullish is what it looks like right now. So check this out real quick since we're here, right? Should I enter a trade just for the hell of it before the show ends? Oops. Don't want to delete that. I guess I can delete that. I guess I can. Should I go long or short? Chat, do you think I should go long or short here? And I'm going to tell you what I think in a second. Long or short right here. I'm going to do it in breakout prop. Oh, sent the debate on X. Yeah, so a blockchain cowboy said it's in the debate. Okay, final curve long. And let's see. Just enter the long. Okay. Short. Jesse says short. We got it 50-50. So let me show you what I would do. Let me make this a little bit bigger, first of all. I'm just taking a look at the 1 hour first, right? And I'm seeing this little, it's not a divergence here, but we're seeing a lower high. This one like this one like that. Quick glance, I'm thinking go long, but is that the exact one we shoot? I don't know. So what I would do is, we do have a green dot here. That tells me on the 1 hour that I want to go, my bias is too long. But I like to zoom in here on a 10 minute first. I don't want to enter at this exact moment when this is about to hit. What I would be doing, me personally, is I would like to wait until this comes like that again. And basically, I should have drawn it down here, but I want to see the moment when this happens. I don't know if it's going to be up here. I don't know if it's going to be down here. I don't know when it's going to happen. But what I'm waiting on is another 10-minute green dot, because right now we're going against the current, like the exact moment. And maybe if I enter here to work out, but I don't know that. So it would have been nice if I enter here right at noon when the show started, but whatever, you gotta be patient now, right? You just wake up and you see what you see. Then you gotta hurry up and wait. So now I'm waiting on, this is what I'll do. I'll right click on this. I'll set an alert to notify me, and I'll say notify me when the 5 minute green dot comes, will notify me. And then maybe I'll sit here and wait and watch for the 10 minute, because basically what I'm looking for is somewhere between 5 and 10 minute green dot is when I'll go long. So technically, to the letter of the law of my strategy, I'd want to see a 10-minute green dot. Well, let's just say I'm going to put the 5 minute here. So I'm going to say this, just for my own alert. I want a small green dot on this. This is the chart. Where is it? Same as chart, 5 minute, right here. So now they'll give me a notification. I'll even get it on my phone that tells me, because it's a beautiful day outside. I'm probably going to go for a walk after this show is over. And when a green dot appears here, down here, I'll take a look. I won't buy it right away, and I'll be watching the 10 minute, seeing if I think the 10 minute is going to roll over. And then that's when I would enter my long. That would be the appropriate way for me to stick to the strategy. All right. So that would be my approach right there. Pretty simple. And you guys, I know that people have all sorts of strategies and confluences and everything like that. I like to make trading easy. Cut out all the noise and the maybes, and I gotta wait for the perfect Fibonacci's and the moving averages and everything else. All that shit is, you know why? Let me explain this to you mathematically real quick. Does anyone in the chat know what happens when you multiply a fraction plus a fraction? Multiply a fraction with a fraction, and then what happens if you multiply it with another fraction? It actually is a smaller number. And I get, in our brains, we actually think that, okay, if I have this confluence plus this confluence plus this confluence plus this confluence plus that confluence, it make the perfect storm of exactly what I'm supposed to enter, and it's going to be the trade that wins me the money. But think about this, man. Another way of looking at it is actually the opposite of that. The more confluence I need, this more fraction of a chance this might happen. You start multiplying probabilities, your probability of the shit is actually getting smaller, not bigger. So why would I necessarily think that if all these things are perfectly aligned, that's when I enter? I don't know, man. All I know is doing all that confluence shit, what ends up really happening in real life is that you start getting conflicting signals, and then you don't know when to enter anymore. So I just said, fuck it. I'm going to cut out all the noise and just stick to the most simplest. I got all kind of shit on my chart out here. And the only thing I'm looking at is this blue wave and these dots. That's it. And I mean, again, support and resistance is a real thing. So I want to know about where it is and what it's doing. But it's not gospel. There's no rule that says this has to bounce off 66K. Why does that have to happen? There's no rule that says that has to happen. So I'm looking at momentum. I'm a momentum trader. And I know that markets move in momentum. To me, it's not a matter of opinion. That's how it works. Okay? What is a matter of opinion is a Fibonacci. There's no rule that says, oh, this has to happen. And go, First of all, Fibonacci is of subjection upon another subjection. It's just what it is. First of all, you have to be of the mindset that Fibonacci's are a real thing in trading. I don't even know if that's true. How do we even prove that that's true? Number one. Number two, now we have to say that this Fibonacci tool is an accurate representation of that, and where on said Fibonacci tool is supposed to be the point where price magically reverses. That's a subjection. But the most subjective part of all of it, even if you believe in Fibonacci's, is how you fucking draw it. Well, you're supposed to draw it at the swing wick low and then pull high, and then as soon as it doesn't work, your Fibonacci guru will just tell you that you drew it wrong. I just can't do that. It's a subjective upon top of subjective, upon top of another subjection. Like, I can't do that. I don't know if that's real or not. And I don't like being in the sometimes business. Not when my money's on the line. So I just cut out the noise and stick with what I know is happening, which is momentum. It just is what it is. So that's what I'm looking at. And I'm glad I didn't enter my long just yet, right? And you can see it more clearly on the 1 minute chart on breakout. Price is still dropping. So, we could argue that if we'd entered the short at that exact moment, that would have been correct, and it would have been. Why? Because momentum was technically red, pointing to the downside, right? And I'm waiting for it to turn green to go long, but as of right now, it's red going down. So I'm like, okay, yeah, why would I enter technically just on the 10-minute dot? I should have entered a short, but I don't want to, only because I'm looking at the larger time frame coming up. So my bias at this exact moment, at least on the 1 hour time frame, my bias is to the upside. Now, let's look at some other time charts. Since we have time here, right? There's no rush. I set that alert. Things are starting to bottom out, you know what I mean? And also, too, by the way, and I saw this in Ethereum also, as of this moment, we are seeing a little bit of a higher high here, or I should say a higher low here. And, if you're looking at, whether it be this here, this bounced off of here, which is, the equivalent of bouncing at the bottom of this first wick down. This made a higher low. Potentially, this is making a higher low, which would mean bullish, okay? Now, it's a Sunday, right? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what's going to happen on Monday. But that is an upward trend, no doubt about it, right? This went like this, it gave it all back, but not all of it. We haven't hit down here at 66K. And I might even say, just for the sake of my own edification, I'll probably set an alert here at about 66K to notify me if Bitcoin does decide to hit 66K. And when it gets there, I'll take a look. But, I have a suspicion that we won't get that low. My suspicion, because look, so it's the other thing. So we got a 4-hour green dot. We got a 6-hour, not quite a 6-hour green dot yet, but it wants to come. Do we have a 5-hour? We do have a 5-hour. We don't have an 8-hour. Now, 8-hour is my favorite to say when there's and I was right about it too. I remember last week I called it out, this 8-hour dot here. I was like, that's usually a sign of when the short-term cycle, meaning like the weekly cycle, that's the sign. It's the 8-hour to me, especially a deep one like this. And sure enough, that's what happened. It came all the way back down. So it'd be nice for longs, at least for the bull, to see an 8-hour dot here. Because what's going to, in reality, what happens is, nothing just goes, it doesn't just do it like that, right? You get a moment. I mean, it's doing it right now, right? You get some time before this curls back up. You get some time, so you see these wicks here. It does one of these, and then before it does that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, maybe it's done it enough times where it will do that now, this evening, or maybe, so the week closes in a few hours, right? So, the week closes, and then, and by the way, UTC time doesn't do that daylight savings time shit. So I got to remember now that the time is different on my chart here, Pacific time, compared to when, crypto time closes, moved 1 hour for me. But basically, I've got a lot of wind at my back for the bulls. Not a lot. Like the trend hasn't started to the upside. Clearly, this trend is still going down. But it's starting to flatten out, right? This definitely looks like it's starting to flatten out. We got a little bit higher low right here's a little bit higher low right here. Play to retrace, and I'll probably enter a long, and I'll do it right here and break out probably. So look, I'm sitting here waiting. I need this 10-minute to finish doing what it's going to do. If it don't break lower than this, and it starts to go back up again, and we get the top, then I'll enter, and then I'll be long. That is my thoughts right now. That's my setup right now. And this is what I'm talking about. Do I know a price? I don't know. So how long will I stay in it? So you said if I don't give a price prediction, I'm going by momentum. When this next green dot comes, I'll get in. Well, how long do I go? I go until the next red dot comes. That's it. I'm just waiting for the momentum to slow down and start to end out, and I'll take my profit. Will you catch the exact top? Nah. You catch it here or here. You know what I'm saying? You catch it. You don't need to catch it perfectly in order to make money. And we're trying to make money. So that's what I'm looking at. Any more questions in the chat? If you guys like the video, I appreciate you. Share it out. Like the show. Do what you can as far as helping promote your boy Cassius Cuvée, man. The algorithms ain't helping me. So I'm relying upon y'all to help your boy out. Share people, tag people, say, you know, there's something good about my show or a short that you liked or anything about my channel. Tag a friend, tell them to subscribe. I appreciate it. Also, use my affiliate codes. That helps support the channel. Get a little commission off of that. But also, you get special perks because, certainly with Fimex, because I am a partner of theirs. So GMMNX5 for Fimex and for Breakout Prop GGRF7W. And you put that on every evaluation checkout for Breakout Prop. Save money. There's no reason to not use the Breakout Prop code if you're going to buy one. So appreciate you guys, man. If you could give it a thumbs up on the show. Appreciate the super chat. Shout out Matt, the super chatter of the day. My man right there. And I got more raps coming too for you, Matt. I'm working on, I got an idea for one. I'm working on one in my brain right now. You feel me? All set, Matt, Bihara, Final Curse, everybody in the group, Jesse, Kristen, Blockchain Cowboy. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Sam, everybody out there who joined me today, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Tell me your boy Cassius Cuvée is a real one. And I'm always giving it to you straight about these damn markets, man. Because I got burned by the charlatans just like y'all did. So that's why I'm like, I'm through. This cycle, I didn't go for it. And that's why I got that big-ass Ethereum P&L shorting the hell out of it because I knew that was the top. And I don't care what all the charlatans were saying. You know, all of these just talking out of both sides of their mouth as people talking about things going to the moon. Nah, man. We're going to look at the charts and we're going to keep it real. And that's your boy Cassius Cuvée, man. And this is the come up. Yay!